Hello and welcome to another episode of Writing Thoughts. In this episode, I'll be talking about the writing rituals that help inspire me to write and why it's so important to develop your own. As always, you can read this blog post on my website, thepensleuth.com. There's a link to that in the description below. And if you're interested in some premium writing education, there's a link to my writing workshop. On my writing workshop, I have a host of courses as well as a coaching program where you and I can work together to write a book you can be proud of. If you want to check out my teaching methods first, there's a link to a free writing course at the top of the description. With that said, let's get into the topic here. Every writer is unique, whether it is a genre they work with, the style they use, or the habits they develop when writing stories. These rituals are often used to help get one comfortable writing, but sometimes these are rituals to just help us start, whether we're struggling with writer's block or needing a fresh dose of inspiration. With that said, here are some writing rituals that I use. The very first one is simply making time. Of course, it's difficult to get into writing when you have too many responsibilities going on. Whether it is a responsibility to other people or attending to chores, if one doesn't make time to write comfortably, the pressures of attending to those responsibilities will keep you from writing. One of the first things I do is make sure that I have nothing else to do around the writing period, which can be especially difficult if I decide to dedicate even an entire day to writing instead of a couple of hours. The next writing ritual I have is finding inspiration in similar works. It always helps to look at works of other creative minds who created pieces similar to my own. And this can work for you as well, whether you read books of the same genre or watch movies with similar stories. There is an inspiration in almost everything if you take the time to notice and absorb it. Too many writers wait to have a dream or for a ray of inspiration to shine down on them. And while that isn't bad, it's better to search for inspiration. You can't force yourself to write, but you can influence your surroundings to some degree, making it easier to write. Next is cutting out distractions. It's a simple habit but effective one. It helped me write my first novel and it helps me to this day. Keep off the internet and social media, put the phone aside for only important calls, and then focus on the writing program in front of you. A lot of writers swear by this ritual because it makes good sense. Finally, setting up some suitable ambience music. A special habit I swear by is playing atmospheric music to help me write. You can find background music for all sorts of genres on YouTube, which you can play to set the mood. The music is best without words and not played too loud that it distracts you. With the right selection of songs or entire soundtracks, the writing experience becomes a little more creatively charged. While this may work for me, it may not work for you. Some writers like to write in silence or surrounded by the sounds of nature, but you'll be surprised how the right ambience can help you write the perfect scene in your story. So, why is it so important to develop these habits? In every creative career, one should come to grips with how they work and what encourages them to be more productive, as well as enjoy the experience. These habits often form without too much thought. They are simply how we naturally operate. However, if one is new to their creative passion, there might be times when one struggles to get into the swing of things. That's why it is important to analyze what works and what doesn't, and then try new methods and techniques. As time passes, these habits will develop into full writing rituals that make writing a pleasure. It's also important to form these habits for better project commitment. If this isn't your job, then there are no limits to the number of excuses and distractions to keep you from working at it. When it becomes a habit to write, the more consistent you'll be in completing your goals. So what next? Well, to this day, I still look at different writing habits and give them a shot. While I have established a few writing rituals for myself, there is always the chance that some work better than others. The timing of one's writing and what one does before and after all influence the writing experience. And having heard some of my writing rituals and how they work for me, let me know yours in the comments below. What do you do to make writing easier? And that brings us to the end of the episode. As always, you can learn more on my website, thepensleuth.com. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. With that, good day, good night, and happy writing.